Hello, everybody. Hello. We are doing something different today. We're going to be playing some Tecmo Super Bowl with some modded rosters. And I wanted to do this to talk about, I want to talk about the game and, comparing it to Legend Bowl. And now that I'm doing some simming with Legend Bowl and working on a sim engine, I think it'd be cool to take a look at this game. And this game wasn't perfect. Obviously it didn't have the things we have nowadays. And the level of customizations and the amount of stats that you can have today and graphics and all that good stuff. But what people have done in the Tecmo Bowl community is they've created these rosters. They've created these cool rosters with all the latest players. And I've played these before in the past, but I figured I'd give them a spin just to kind of see, see what they look like nowadays and see how they've improved. But also I wanted to also take a look at the game to see what I could learn or what things they did well when it comes to simming games and also just the game overall. So let's take a dive here. This is going to be just a live gameplay, and I'll be talking through it. So hopefully it won't be too boring. All right. So anyways, so this is it. So let's take a look. So let's go ahead and start the game up. You can see it's the revision of 2019. And there's a whole bunch of different things you can do here. You can change the quarter length, right? So you can change it all the way up to 8 minutes, from 5 to 8 minutes, which is kind of cool. I think some of this stuff in here, they're hacks. So I don't know exactly. I don't recall exactly which things were part of the main game. But if you look at the roster, you can already see that the roster is limited. I don't think you have a full set of players on this team. I think you just have the starters and you have backups, right? So you have one backup for QB, you got 2 running backs, you got 2 wide receivers. So I know this game has injuries, but from what it used to have, I don't want Gore in there. I want Singletary to be in there. Maybe I'll put Gore as the backup. Beasley and Jones. No, I want Josh Brown to be in there. So these rosters are a little off from what I'm used to in the real life. But let's take a look here. So here's a defense. You really can't do anything with defense. It looks like you could just look at them. I don't see where you can change anything. So that's that. And then you have your playbook where you can pick your 8 plays, right? So let's go back. And you have your results. You have your, your different things here. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and start a season because I would like to see how this game works as far as all the season stuff, because right now in Legend Bowl I'm working on season mode, right? So this is going to give me an idea of what they did. Obviously they have a standing screen, all the different conferences. They also have a playoff, which this is kind of cool, so I'm going to want to have something like that in my game. I already have it basically like spec'd out. I just need to build it. You have the NFL leaders, which this is, let's see. So I guess it just shows you the top. It might only show you the top players, but we're going to go ahead and sim a couple of games. And I want to see exactly what kind of stats we get out of this thing. Now I am using a modded game, so I don't know how much of the stats in the core game has been changed. Probably not too much. So here are all the different weeks. Pretty basic. Okay, so you just hit auto skip and you pick which week you want to go to. Let's go to week 2. Let's do week 1. I think week 1 is, we're already on week 1. Why does it say week 0? I don't know what that means. Let's go to week 2. Okay, so maybe it's already simmed. Let's take a look. No. Maybe I'm not pushing the right button. Let me try it again. So game start. I didn't want to do game start. Oh, okay. So here we go. So that's right. You got to pick which one you want to auto skip to, and then you do game start. But game start took me to my game, I would imagine. Let's see. All right, so we're on my game. So if I do auto skip to week 2, that didn't do anything. Let me see if I have to play the game. I may have to play the game. So I don't know why it's not doing it right. I might not be doing it right. I don't know. It's been forever since I've played this game. But we'll go ahead and play a quick game. They don't really last too long. I just want to see what the stats look like so I can get an idea of what they were doing. Now remember, they're 5-minute quarters, so I don't know how much they tried to make it like real life. I mean, they can only do so much, you know. It's funny because this emulator that I'm working on, basically it has unlimited sprites. So apparently you should be able to oh my god, you got to catch that, boy. See, and that was kind of cool. I swear I already did 3 downs. Did I not? Felt like I did. Yeah, this game, it's like if you throw it too early, they'll miss it. Yeah, let's go ahead and punt it. So this game had limitations. I mean, it wasn't spectacular by any stretch. You know, it had things that were good about it, but back in those days, I mean, it definitely had some cool aspects to it that we never had in a game. So it was revolutionary from the standpoint of what it did. But looking at it now, it's aged pretty well from what I can tell. I mean, it had very basic gameplay, and in Legend Bowl we have a lot of things that are more modernized. Ed Oliver, let's go. Come on. Uh-oh, he's taking it to the house. Le'Veon Bell. See, the one thing in this game, you couldn't switch your defenders, so you're stuck with whoever you picked, which is not a bad thing. Kind of enjoy that. What I really want to see are the stats, though. So that's what I'm more interested in. But I'm not sure if you can back out of this. So we'll do a little bit of gameplay. It's crazy though, the community out there, they really love this game. They play this game. They play this game, they mod it, they do so many cool things with it that... Wow, I can't believe I got that. They've tried to improve the game and squeeze life out of it. You know, with the latest teams and rosters and all that stuff, so... Props to the Tecmo Bowl community out there. They've kept this game alive. And it's kind of cool to play with your team. You know, it's not bad. Not bad to play with your team. That was a big hole right there. It's funny because this thing is supposed to have what they call unlimited sprites, but I'm still seeing the flicker everywhere. And the field goals are basically just they're just you aim it and it kicks it. That was not a good kick. So far it's 7-7. So we can kind of see what the stats are looking like. Man, Le'Veon Bell's a beast. It's hard to tackle him. So 14-7. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, baby. Let's go. This whole game was all about just snaking your way through. That was the whole point of the game. It was like, how far can you get by just, you know, just snaking your way through. It was pretty basic. And I remember when I was first designing Legend Bowl, like, some people were like, just make a carbon copy of Tecmo Bowl, and I was like, what's the point of doing that? I mean, we already have the game. Like, here's the game right here. There's a community that mods it. What would be the point of that? So, obviously, that wasn't where I went with it. I went deeper. Much deeper, really, in terms of the way the game plays. I mean, the way Legend Bowl plays, you can basically do most of the things that you can do in the modern games. Like the moves and the plays, and it's a modern take on a retro game, which is what I wanted. I wanted the game to feel like you're playing a modern AAA game, if you can call it that, with the style of a pixel art game, which is obviously even better than this game's pixel art. This is I think 16-bit or 32-bit. So this is old school right here. This might even be 8-bit. I forget. This is SNES, so I think NES was 8-bit. And this is NES, so this is 8-bit, I believe. These are low pixel graphics here. But I think what I'm gonna do is do a reset, because I want to see the stats. I mean, the majority of this video is just to show off the stats, and this is partly for me to see and look at, and I figured I'd record it while I'm doing it, so I'll bring you guys along with me. If I go to season game, it's funny, it keeps your so you can do coach, which I think is where you watch them. Maybe you pick the plays. Forget. But I don't know why auto skip to week 2. Let's see what happens. Okay, there it goes. Now it's clicking through. But now I'm computer, so I don't know how you can simulate games when you're controlling the team. Not sure. I would think that it would skip all the way through. So now we're going to week 2, which I don't know if that's really week 3 or week 2, because it starts at week 0. That's kind of cool how they changed all this stuff here, as you can see. The banner says tecmobowl.org, retro forever. And there's a huge player base, and that's what I'm hoping to capitalize on. People that still play these games, that love Tecmo Bowl. And in addition to those people, like other people that want something that's fresh, that's new, that's more advanced. Now, if you look at some of these scores, I think that last one went into overtime. Yeah, that one went into overtime too. So now we should be, so we're in week 3. Okay, so we're already a couple of weeks in. But let's take a look at the actual, let's look at the rankings. So that's basic, you know, you just have pass, rush, and total yards. That's all you have, which is fine, but that's not a lot. I envy them though, because I'm doing way too much. Okay, they have receiving, rushing, scoring, which is probably just what, points? Let's see. Five TDs, extra point attempts, 2255. So can you have TDs and extra points? Why don't I see both together? That's weird. Oh, it's because we're looking at players. I got it. So the kickers are the ones that have those stats. So we're looking at player. This is all player stats. Got it. Individual leaders. Okay. And then team data. Let's see. Does team data give you anything? I think this is just, let me see. No, that's just showing. Okay, here we go. All right, so it's showing the player stats here. So physical conditions bad. I don't know why he's bad. I don't know if he got hurt or something. They're showing off all the different attributes: running speed, rushing power, maximum speed, hitting power, passing speed, pass control, accuracy of passing, avoid pass block. Interesting. Ball control, receptions. So basically, they track the yards, the average, the TD. And if I look at the leaders again, if I look at like rushing, attempts, yards, average, TD. So it's very, very basic. Like the stats are pretty basic from what I can see here. Scoring, I think this is where we were a second ago. Yeah. Passing, take a look at this. Yeah, you have attempts, completions, percentage, yards, average yards. So far, pretty simple stats, which is fine. I mean, that's all you really need. I mean, you have sacks, which I guess is a bit more than I would think they would track, but sacks, interceptions, things that you kind of care about. I don't see like fumbles in here. Kickoff returns. Pretty basic stuff. But then like team rankings, this is all they have for team rankings. So the stats are pretty limited. And if we go back to, let's see, if we go back to, does it show anything in here? Shows points, opposition points. Okay. But what about, I guess we can look at the ratings here. So this should be 2 games in. So with 2 games in, this guy's averaging, oh wow, we have more stuff here. Okay, so hold on a second. Wait a second, there's more. My bad. Completion. Okay, so you can line it up. So you can basically line it up by each category. I got it. So completion, attempts, 35 attempts, yards per attempt, 22, 10. Where's Allen at? Allen's getting hosed. Number 27. Jesus. At 11 yards per attempt. Goff is killing it. Rivers is still showing he's got life. So that's cool. You can rank them by each category. Lowest interception percentage. Okay. So it's a little deeper than I actually thought. Let me see the receiving here. Well, I guess it's the same. You could just sort it by each one. So this is a cheap way of sorting it. In Legend Bowl, we have a grid where you can just sort the column. So, okay, but let's just look at rushing. I want to see how many yards. So these guys, this guy has 224 yards per game. Barkley, yeah. Barkley is going to be one of the better ones. Okay. So this is Tecmo Bowl, guys. I mean, this game did some things that were kind of cool for the times, and the community has really kept the game alive, and they've done things to it, but things were limited. And I'm working on Legend Bowl's career mode right now, as I mentioned, and the sim engine, and trying to get the stats to be all filled out. So I have a lot of work to do, but I figured I'd show this off while I'm researching it myself. and share it with you guys. But stay tuned for more videos, for more content. And Legend Bowl's coming, guys. I'm working hard on it. Thanks for watching. Peace.